Well, it seems like you can't pick up the newspaper or turn on the TV anymore without hearing a story about something or someone being hacked. Each year, thousands of customers have their identity or personal information compromised by hackers, but hopefully a spreading use of the EMV Chip Card technology will reduce the ability of hackers to get that information from vulnerable sources such as traditional magnetic strip credit and debit cards. And joining us now to talk more about this is Brian Waugaman, of the CEO of Erie Federal Credit Union. Brian, thank you so much for joining us, because this is such an issue. And is it a question of what's in your wallet that's the problem?
It is, and it comes down to the EMV chip card, as you said. The chip card itself, and I did bring a small prop here, has this chip on the front of it. And the way this chip is presented currently, it is a dynamic transaction that occurs. So when you use this in a terminal, this changes dynamically, as opposed to the old magnetic stripe cards, which change the data on here never changes at all. So these cards are much more, they're going to be harder for hackers to hack in the long run.
So is that something, though, customers at Erie Federal Credit Union will be getting them in the mail then, the new ones, or are they just issued?
They will be getting them in the mail. There is a deadline around October 2015. We are working on getting that information out to our members. Basically, right now, we're taking this time to inform our members of what the EMV chip card is, what they can expect. But like I say, October 2015 is when that switch will occur, and that's when members will expect to see our new cards coming to them.
As a member, I'm very excited to hear about this. But is this chip technology new technology?
It's not new technology, Joe. Actually, it's been around for 10 years in Europe. And Canada, they are exclusively EMV now. The U.S. is the last to make the switch.
And let's talk about it. Why the switch? I mean, obviously, it's a much safer way to do business.
It is. And with all the fraud scares that have been out, as you know, as of recently, the timing is right for this. The market is right with it. With the magnetic stripe, again, on the back of the card, that's a 30-year-old technology, whereas the EMV chip card is much more enhanced. The security is enhanced. It makes it much harder for hackers to hack.
Well, let's quickly, how does the consumer use the new EMV technology? What kind of difference are they going to see when they go to pay for goods?
That's a great question, Jill. The card itself, when you insert the card into the machine, you'll basically put the card into the machine, the chip will activate, you keep the card in the terminal, follow the prompts, it'll authorize, and when you're done, you pull the card out and then sign for the transaction, just like you always have. Now remember, even with the EMV chip cards, when they do come out, the cards will still have the magnetic stripe on the back, because there are merchants that will not have transitioned yet to the EMV chip card terminal.
And that's what I was wondering, because you don't see those everywhere. Do you foresee it, though, just becoming the norm?
It will become the norm. You're right, Jill. As you know, the fraud has picked up considerably. The United States being the last, of course, we're the prey for the rest of the world, basically, for hackers. We are behind the times, and it's time that we make that change. So it'll be a matter of years, and I'm pretty sure that's going to be the de facto.
So Erie Federal Credit Union leading the charge in this in Erie, and you're saying October of this year we should see that change complete.
October 2015. Yeah, that date itself doesn't mean much to consumers. It's more for financial institutions. But that date is where the transition will occur. Again, most of the cards will be coming out then. Erie Federal Credit Union, again, will be sending out their cards in and around that area with the chip card. The stripe will still be on there for merchants that do not or have not switched to the EMV technology.
And the cards will not be that big, right?
They will not be that big. It's a great card, though, isn't it?
It is. It's
I need a larger wallet.
Because now we can see what it looks like. Brian, thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to seeing this technology in Erie.
Thank you, Joe. I appreciate it.
And coming up next, we will get a sneak peek at the top names in the tech industry and what they're showing off. Stay with us.